Welcome to Life is for Living. I'm here with David Riddell, who's just been at a conference up in Auckland. David, welcome back.
Yes, thank you. You'd think I'd have enough of conferences and traveling, having just got back from Africa. But Auckland summoned me, and we decided that we would give them a good taste of living wisdom as well as Riddell's war chest. So it was a double whammy.
Hmm.
What actually happened was I was invited to do the war chest seminar on the Thursday night uh, because it's getting quite a following. This is the YouTube channel, Riddell's War Chest, which I did to help Christians, particularly, fight the culture wars and to give them a vocabulary so that they could stand against the LGBTQ philosophies and the New Age philosophies and the crazy thinking in civics and in government. With the right words, you can demolish an argument, but my friends did not have the right words. So I came up with this idea of creating a special glossary for debating these people who seem to have lost their minds. They're doing emotion based reasoning,
Yep.
they're driven by unwise sympathies and kindness without wisdom. And I wanted to help people gain the verbal power to hold their own and to put the Christian message. You know, I've watched people like Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson, and I just love the debates between Jordan and his guests.
Mhm.
Uh, and I thought, well, we need a bit of that here in New Zealand as well. So on the Thursday night, we had a Zoom in on the War Chest seminar, and we were about 30 people enrolled for it at the Horison Church in Panmure,
Okay.
and about 60 showed up actually. So we had to scramble for another set of publications. I've done a book called War Chest, Kylie, and you can download that for free by just going to the actual YouTube station, War Chest, Riddell's War Chest. You have
Right.
to stipulate that or you'll get the war game. And at the bottom of the homepage there, you'll see in blue lettering the Gum Road advertisement for the book. And so you don't have to pay for the book, you can just download it for free and then print it out at your leisure.
Hmm.
And so that's cutting edge stuff, really. Some of my listeners will have been to the Family First forums with Bob McCroskey. And so what we're printing there goes down very well at those seminars.
Hmm.
And indeed, that one is coming up again quite soon. It's one weekend forum that I do not miss. If anyone's heard of it, the Family Forum with Bob McCroskey and his crew, and I find it very worthwhile attending. It's really cutting edge
Yeah.
stuff,
Where's that?
particularly with sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you. Where is it being held and when?
Oh, they usually have it in that huge auditorium in Manukau. I've forgotten the name of it. I just think they've had a brand change, but you can find that on the Family Forum website and all the details. But people were zooming in to watch this uh, at the Horizon Church, and we had a question and answer time, and people seemed to really get a lot out of it. They were saying, why aren't we hearing this from our pulpits? Why aren't we getting any education on it in the church? This is really cutting edge stuff. This is cold face. How come we're not being equipped for it? And I said, well, it's caught us by surprise. You know, it came in like a tsunami shortly after the pandemic,
Hmm.
and and about the same time as the transgender delusion hit. So we've got this pandemic, and then we've got this international psychosis
Hmm.
on the difference between a man and a woman, to the point where people so open-minded their brains fall out and they can no longer tell a difference between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
And the repercussions of that have been horrendous. people fighting for the right to only have girls in the toilets and restrooms, sportswomen fighting for the right to exclude men from the sports they have trained their whole life for and are now being deprived of their medals and their recognition as the fastest or the best. So it's quite a battle going on out there.
Mm.
And um, uh, have you watched any of these on YouTube at all?
Yeah, I have of the Riddell War Chest.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
so recently, but I certainly did quite often after I'd finished my course with you.
And the
Uh,
feedback I got was that it's very, very valuable, but
hmm,
it needs to have a story with each word because otherwise the rubber doesn't hit the road. It's a brilliant concept and quite well explained, I'd like to think, but evidently I need to give real life examples of each word.
okay.
And so that's my next job, really. We're going to take it on the road, Kylie. We'll go wherever we're invited. We'll take War Chest, and it really wakes people up to the battle that's actually going on in the public schools, the private schools, the corporations, the government agencies, and anyone who's had their pronouns, use of pronouns challenged or uh, been forced to agree to the various immoral laws that are being passed will be greatly encouraged by doing this short course. We think that we'll take it to a Saturday workshop and go all day Saturday, and I'm open to invitations from anywhere in the country.
Right. Oh,
I
that's
have
good.
I have a team who want to help, but that was just the Thursday night. I
Yeah.
counselled, I did private sessions all day Thursday, all day Friday, and then Friday night, we did the opening to the Living Wisdom seminar on Saturday. And of course, as you know, Living Wisdom are the likes of topics we've been covering here in Life is for Living. They are relational, they are emotional, they are mental health, they are toxic religion, they are marriage and guidance counseling skills. And that was a good day, all day Saturday we went. And then, since I wasn't 100% exhausted, they invited me to preach on Sunday morning at the church, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I broke that Sunday morning up into two sections. On the first section, I took a teaching on emotion based reasoning
Mhm.
and why that is the zeitgeist of this age. People are doing emotion based reasoning everywhere you look.
Mhm.
Uh, their feelings are becoming their criteria for truth, which is a mark of this culture and this age that we're living in now.
Mhm.
And it means that people get hurt very easily. People become snowdrops,
Mhm.
and as a result of that, everyone's taking offence at everybody else, and there's no real dialogue or real debate. Uh, the last time I saw a good debate was probably at the Oxford University debating chambers. I've seen some good stuff there. And then at the second half of the service, I just worked in a prophetic realm, bringing forth what I believe that God was saying to that entire church. And as that mantle was on me, I was able to call people out of the congregation and prophesy over them
Oh, wow.
or what I felt. And for the first time, people saw the different ministries of teacher and prophet at work
Mhm.
because it was a game of two halves, and the first section was entirely teaching, and
Mhm.
the second was really prophetic to the church itself. So it was a good time. I had a marvelous time. I should have come back absolutely wasted, but I actually came back energized.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
somebody said, "Oh, why don't you come to our church? How come you haven't spoken at our church?" I said, "Well, my dear, I come wherever I'm invited, but it is manners to wait till you're invited." So anyone can contact me at www.livingwisdom.co.nz or
Excellent.
emailing office@livingwisdom, and we can negotiate a visit if that's what you want.
Wow, there you go, everybody.
But
Honestly, you've
I
got.
warn you, when I'm speaking, people can wince, they can look for their asbestos cushions because I am a seat heater and I'm not there just to lull them to sleep.
Mhm. No, you're not. I found that, and you're very confronting. But don't we need that?
Well,
We
some
need
do,
more of that.
and it depends how you do it. I'm not a shock jock, but I
Yeah,
am there to say, hey, if you're going in the wrong direction, I better let you know before you drive off a jolly cliff, eh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And and this is how lives get changed. They don't get changed by you know weak suggestions. They get changed by truth, your statements of truth, and like what that's in your manuals here of all your little truth statements. This
Yeah.
is what changes lives. It corrects poor thinking.
I went to Africa, as you know, recently, and I came across a whole church that are reading all of those truth coaches every week. Um,
Wow.
they go through them because they find that it's just so relevant to the success of their lives. And most of those are found in scripture. Some of them they're all scriptural, but some of them include good psychology and good popular wisdom as well. Do you
Very.
know the origin? Hold that up again. Let me tell the people the origin of that book. When I first began practicing as a pastoral therapist in Auckland 40 years ago, at the end of every session, I would just bow my head and ask the Father to teach me and to talk to me. What did I learn from that session? In other words, my clients were my teachers and I was the pupil.
Yeah.
That didn't mean to say I didn't give them any guidance or direction. Of course, I did. But I always was listening to see what the Lord would teach me during that session. At the end of the session, I'd bow my head and write down what I felt God had just told me. And I did that after every session for 3 years. And then Belinda Stott from Soul Tour, she put them all together in a comprehensive encyclopedia uh, and added all of the ones that she had picked up in her understudy years. So that's where Daily Insights comes from. And I have literally hundreds and hundreds of testimonies now of people who have been set free reading it, and
Mm.
they just read one insight that God spoke to them through and changed their lives. I love getting those. I love getting those testimonies.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll just read a couple of them. The challenge of new truth is the realization that if this is correct, then parts of my life have been lived in futility.
I always rejoice when I'm confronted with a truth that contradicts what I have believed for so long, because it means that now in that area I will have success, I will have freedom, I will be free from frustration. But I
Yeah.
also have to humble myself and say, you know what? I've been pushing the wrong barrow for years. I have to humble myself and say, I was wrong, and now I understand better.
Well, we never know everything. Nobody does. So we can only, learn more and get better.
Exactly. Unfortunately, hunger for truth is a rare commodity. It's still rare to come upon people who have a awesome hunger for truth.
Mhm.
Most of them just want enough truth to be comfortable, but no more, thank you.
Yes, that's true. Let's just do one more. If part of me likes a compulsive habit, then it will remain, even if most of me doesn't, until such time as I become fully persuaded.
Well, that's how you heal an obsessive compulsive disorder. That's how you heal an addiction to pornography. That's how you heal compulsive spending, by helping the person realize that at least a part of their thinking and a part of their mind loves this bad habit. And so
Mm.
you see, it's bad because we don't like its outcome and its consequences, but it's a habit because we don't yet hate it.
Yes. And it says, if it will remain, even if most of me doesn't, meaning it's actually stopping you in your life from being completely free and successful and happy because you've got this burden of this addiction of whatever it is. Um, so yeah, part of you is shut down, is closed down because of it, like an alcoholic that drinks and can't do something the next morning because he's still got can't drive his car, for an example, or something like that.
Well, leave the gate open open on the orchard just a little bit and the possums will get in.
Yes, yes. One more and then we'll finish. A person will simply escape sideways when the echoes and beliefs from within conflict with the authority figure who is putting the squeeze on.
Bruises and unbearable feelings trump correction. If you're correcting a child whose unbearable feeling is to feel guilty or to feel shame, then they will always wriggle out of your correction. Why? Because their unbearable feelings overrule your corrections.
Interesting.
If
Well,
they can't bear to feel shame, they're going to block their ears to your correction because their mind is confusing correction with criticism.
mm-hmm. It's
And
a world.
we all do it. It's selective hearing. We all do it. If anything we hear is going to evoke an unbearable feeling, then we can't afford to listen to it. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you, David. Thank you,
That's all right.
everybody.
It's been fun. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Bye, everyone.